Greetings everyone and welcome back to Autonaut in the new version 6.2 Erin. As you can see, along with the new version, we have a new fabulous looking avatar, and it is, well, time for us, in my opinion, to begin anew. Now, first and foremost, this is not a save game breaking version. The previous save is still quite playable, but so much has changed in the way that Autonauts plays, including we've got even more new ways to teach our robots, which would have addressed some of our early efficiency problems quite nicely. Additionally, we've got some new buildings. We can even build bridges to distant lands. There's so much that has changed that, in my opinion, would have affected the early game more than it would affect the late game. That in a way we would have skipped by default of having a game already towards the mid to late game. Late game, that I thought it was worth us actually revisiting the game again right from the very beginning and seeing how things go. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to select a better place for our tree farms. This is a good place. It's got quite a lot of land, but the problem is it's so distant that it was causing some of our workerbots some issues. Now, as it happens, there's a new building in the latest version that would have helped with some of that, but I think if we go over here, it'll be even better, because this is a nice small little area, and one workerbot in there, for example, that is set to gather or even to recharge will do all that we need to do. On the way, let's go ahead and pick up some things. Now you can press Q to just drop something in your inventory, which is extremely handy, and as many of you have been telling me, I do read the comments. Unfortunately, it does take some time for comments to reach me, as I tend to record things a little bit in advance. Sometimes I do, however, read them all, even if I can't afford the time to reply to them all as much as I wish to. Long gone are the days where I could happily respond to everyone who posted a comment for me. Those times are unfortunately distant, but very happy memories at this point. Let's go ahead and pop all these down. What I'm using is full stop and comma. Allows you to cycle through the items that you currently have in your inventory here, which does save an awful lot of time, as you can see. Now, I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning up, because we're going to want plenty of stones and plenty of logs for the early game, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to continue. Okay, that should be enough to get us a comfortable early start. We've got way more sticks than we needed, but I just got in the habit of cleaning up when I saw things. Okay, so we'll start off the game much as we did with the previous round, and we'll build the basic construction pods, although you could basically fast track to not the crude construction pods. You could fast track to the basic ones and just skip crude entirely, but I think it's actually a little bit more fun if you go through the game in more or less the progression that it was intended. So let's go ahead and start off with, this will be our own little crafting area. So we're going to need to grab 6 of these, all told. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I carrying one? No, I'm not. Fantastic. And that one as well. Now we can just quickly bring these back and drop them down. There we are. That is so much easier. Oh my lord. There we go. No wonder it was driving some people insane that I wasn't doing it. I do apologize. Right. Crude bench saw is what we need next. So let's pop that down. And right after that, we're going to want a basic workbench as well, and we'll pop that one right there as well. So for this we need 2 logs, and we need 2 logs, so let's go ahead and grab these, and another 2. There we are, that's all 4. We'll need planks and we need stones. We'll need 3 stones in total, but we will also need an axe. So let's actually go ahead, make ourselves an axe, and then pick up 3 stones as well. Right, there we go. That's actually all we're going to need for the time being. I will still need to go up there and grab some other logs, namely to chop them up. There we are. I think that's all we needed. We've got our crude axe in there. I'll just pop that right there for now. Right, let's go ahead and chop up one of these. How much planks do we need? We need 4 poles and we need 4 planks. We actually need 5 planks, but we'll use one of the logs for that instead, as I don't want to waste the efficiency that the saw has to offer us. So let's go ahead and get all of this set up for us. There we go. Now I would like to pop a log in there. And immediately switch this to producing poles, and then just get one of those. That is so much simpler than it was before. Largely, that is not due to a version change. That's due to me just using the game in a more efficient way. I'm not going to say the way it's meant to be done because that makes me feel stupid, even though I guess that's fair. Right, so we can now make some wooden gear, such as axes, shovels, but more importantly, the crude gear, which is exactly what we're going to need. I would actually like a shovel, though, I'll be perfectly honest. So let's go grab a pole and a plank. There we go. That should be fairly easy. Oops, I didn't manage to pick it up. Bad me. There we are. And we're going to go ahead, plonk that in there, because I would quite like an actual wooden shovel, just to get rid of these bushes. I like that the bushes wobble now while we're digging them up. That actually makes me fairly happy, I'll be honest with you. A mushroom, can we dig you up as well? Womp. There we are. Let's just clear up this little area, because I feel that our early industry will probably occupy this nice open space down here. So the next thing we want is to go as quickly as we can to a worker assembly. And I think we'll give a little bit of room to grow up there. We'll place the worker assembly right down here. Now for this one, we're going to need 2 logs, 2 planks. We've only got 1 plank, but we've already got the 2 poles, so that's pretty good. So 1, 2, pop them aside, grab the plank, pop it aside. We're going to need 3 logs in total. Those 2 can go into my inventory, and then we'll just set this one to plank mode and drop that in, get this pole out of the way, just drop it there so it's nice and local there. And we may as well carry all of these planks down, thinking about it, because we're going to need all of them. There we go. So drop those off, leave those there. No, I don't want to use my shovel. I'm not sure that my shovel would be any use, in fact. There we are. Right, so we want 4 planks in here. Let's go ahead and drop these in there. What am I currently carrying? I'm actually carrying a crude axe, wooden shovel. I really would love it if we had kind of like an RPG silhouette or marionette in a way, so that we could place the equipment in equipment slots, so it wouldn't be in my general inventory, as that does slowly grate on my nerves, I'll be honest with you. And that is largely because I'm just weird. I accept this. It's because I'm strange that annoys me as much as it does. I should have actually popped one of those into my inventory. That was a bit silly of me. Oh well. I'm going to need a couple of planks. I need 1 crude gear, which only requires 1 plank as far as I recall. There we go. Let's get that set up. We're going to need 1 more plank down here, so I'll grab that, put it in my inventory. You can go in my inventory as well. And then you, my friend, need to make me 4 poles, and then we will have our first worker bot, which will be fantastic if you ask me. Let's go and get all of this set up. Now, initially it is going to be a little bit low-key. We'll just have a worker bot, and they've also changed their look yet again. Which I actually think they look quite buff, to be fair. It looks like the crude worker bots have been hitting the protein. Let's get this one up here. Now, I would like you to just go ahead and start chopping down all of these trees for me. And for that, I will, you know what, have I got? No, I've got a crude axe at the moment. So let me make you a wooden axe. And I'm just going to put that in your inventory. We will get you set up properly in the somewhat near future, I hope. But for now, let's go ahead and get Bert working. So first and foremost, Bert, here's your wooden axe. And what I would like you to do, Bert, is to chop trees, basically. Oh, wait. I need to make sure that I've got an axe in my inventory. Otherwise, Bert won't understand what I'm trying to teach him. So there we go. Bert, just go and do this. Pretty much forever. It's going to take you a while. Actually, it'll be a lot faster for you, Bert, because you've got a better axe. Now, this little icon here allows us to select a beacon. We can't in this instance because we haven't placed a beacon down. But that's the building that I was telling you about that would have helped with our centering the sort of workplace for our worker bots. And in fact, using this, you'd be able to tell people to use different beacons around the map. And that is going to make for some pretty awesome stuff. But as we can see, Bert is centered there because that's where I picked Bert up. Actually, given that, Bert, stop for a moment. Okay, I'll let you finish what you're doing. There we are. I would like to actually pick you up. Can I pick you up? I'd like you to lift you. No? Oh, it's because I'm holding onto my axe. Sorry, I wasn't trying to axe you. There we are. And now you can go ahead and continue doing your work. And you... Oh, no, actually your center of work is still down there. That's a bit of a shame. I'll have to... I might have to reteach Bert at some point until I get the beacon. Unfortunately, that's going to require a metal industry. Now then, the next thing I would like to do is I'd actually like to go ahead and set this up to planks, make another bunch of planks, because we are going to want yet another gear and another worker bot. Specifically, we want this worker bot to be collecting all of the logs over there. So we're going to want 4 planks, 2, 3, 4, pop those in my inventory, set this one to poles, and get the poles as well, and we'll just carry those down. There we go. Now, I believe that we could set up a basic bot to just plant the acorns themselves straight into the dirt, rather than going through the seedling process. I can only imagine that the seedling process is more efficient. Otherwise, why would it be so much harder to do? But that wouldn't be the first time that something was a little bit unbalanced in a new game. So I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. But let's go ahead and at least get a general storage up there. Let's go ahead, set you up. We're going to want the general storage. Let's see, we'll pop that one. Sure, we'll pop it in the middle. Might as well. Let's pop that one there. And we'll bring along all of the planks we need. And set that up. And we'll just pop 1 log in there. And then get you to start working on that. There we go. You know what? I probably will put down a seedling storage as well, thinking about it. So let me move you. You can just stand there. So, okay, who we got? Nina. Hello, Nina. I would like you very much to go and grab logs. And I would like this to be repeated until hands are full. And just, you're going to have to move around because these are going to be all over the place. And that's fine. And then I would like you to go and drop them off. Now, you're only going to need to drop off the... you're only going to need to move the general storage once. However, I would actually like to bind all of this in a... Let's see. Repeat until this storage is full. Oops. That shouldn't have happened there. My bad. Ah, there we are. That storage is full. There we go. I'll just drop that off again. Right, so we drag all of this into this repeat. There we go. Repeat until log storage is full. And then do that pretty much forever. So this should take care of that straight away. So go ahead, Nina. Let's see how good you are at this task. There you go. 1 log. Can you actually pick up another one? You can indeed. That is grand. And you should then go and drop those off. Unfortunately, our worker bot has run out of charge, and that is going to be the next worker bot that we need to set up. Now, the recharge animation now is a little bit slower. As you can see, it takes us a little bit of time to wind them up, which is actually kind of cool, in my opinion. Let's go and grab a couple of these logs, though. There we go. That'll do. And we will set things up down here straight away. We will like to drop these off so that we can get plenty of planks. We're going to need quite a few. There we go. And there we are as well. Glorious. Now, the next thing I would like is another general storage, and that one should be around here as well. We'll pop that one right there, and this one should, again, be for logs. So let's just grab all of those and drop them off. There we are. And this is going to make life so much easier for us in the beginning. Right, let's get another gear, because we definitely do need people to take care of all of the recharging duties. That's a very, very important task, I feel. Let's grab the poles. There we are. Pop those all in my inventory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop those in my inventory. And grab the gear and get back down here. It's so much more streamlined when you know what you're doing, I find. There we are. Oops, that was bad. Oh, we can actually cancel the item. That's actually pretty cool. I hadn't seen that before. There we are. Drop all of these off. Now, there doesn't seem to be a way for me to automatically stack my inventory. As you can see, I've got 4 places that I can stack something into, but I can't, just using the hotkeys, pull up an entire stack. It doesn't really matter, but it might have been nice if I could. Let's go ahead and drop it down there. Ah, Nina doesn't see all of that over there. So that's already a little bit of a desynchronization between my worker bots. Tony, what I would like you to do is go ahead and can you even see? No, he isn't even recharging. My bad. It's just that he has run out of things to do. Very well, that's fine. What we can do here then is we can have Tony picking up all of the seeds. I think that would actually be quite nice. So we'll pop down a new storage right there. You notice that the signs are now on the top, and that does definitely make a bit of a difference, and it makes things a little bit easier for us to see what's happening there. Let's go drop these off, and then we'll get Tony just forever collecting all of the seeds, and that should be good. All right, let's go and grab one of these, pop it in there just to mark it. Right, now, Tony, what I would like you to do, grab a seed, drop it off. There we go. But we want you to do this until your hands are full. And since these are going to be all over the place, you can move wherever you need to go. We want this one to be until hands are empty, add to the general storage. We want you to do that until the storage is full, and we want that particular storage, and I should move everything up in there. And then finally, once again, we want you to do this forever. Now, I could actually have Nina also work on that, but I'd actually prefer to have two bots working on different things. We could get more efficient and actually have Nina doing a lot more work if we really wanted to, but you always run the risk of, if for some reason you're using the items in a non-synchronous way. So for example, we use the logs up much faster than we use up the seeds. And so there are no logs sitting around, but there's loads of seeds. But Nina is now stuck on waiting for a log to appear before she goes and collects that, and then she'll look for an acorn to go and pop in there. That's where things start falling out. But there is actually a way that we can fix that. We'll get to that in a moment, because that kind of touches on the problem that we had with our saw benches and things like that. But for now, let's go ahead and offload. Oops, that's not set to planks. Let me make sure that is set to planks. There we go. Because we are most definitely going to need more worker bots. And for this one, we're going to want to start looking at setting up a worker bot to start digging some holes. So let's go ahead and get a new worker bot on the go. We want a pole there. There we are. It's all nice and easy. Grab all of these things, pop them in my inventory. I'll grab this, pop it in my inventory. And just to be a little bit more efficient with my time, I'll just grab the whole stack there so I don't have to mash any hotkeys. There we are. And we should have a worker bot. There we go. Welcome to the family. Let's pop you over here. Now, what I would like for you... One, I'm not sure how the beacons work yet because I haven't built one, but I'm kind of hoping that beacons work in a little way that you not only can center where they're working, but you can also change the radius that they'll actually consider for their job, because that would be particularly awesome in my opinion, because I could literally have my my lumberjacks working only in this little area here, which I think would be grand. Right, let's drop this off. There we go. We have got a shovel. Right, let's go and give this... Ooh, we're going to need a separate one for ourselves as well, which is kind of annoying, actually. Right, Fran. Hello, Fran. Would you like to take this? You can have the wooden shovel there. I've already got a wooden shovel. Never mind. We're good, Fran. Right. What I would like you to do then is pretty much just to dig. However, I could... is there a way that I can teach a worker bot to put something in their inventory? I don't think there is. So you know what, Fran? We'll just have you digging pretty much forever. Do that forever. Find nearest tree soil, move to tree soil, use held item, go. Do your best, Fran. I'm sure you'll do an amazing, stellar job. There we are. Oh, you're about to run out of power. You're the first one who's going to, which is actually kind of auspicious in a way when you think about it. Let's grab a bunch of logs. We need to set up a new worker bot. So let's go ahead and pop these down. Get us some more planks. We're going to need quite a few. And then we'll get someone working on recharging you all, and that should be pretty fine. Right, we've got to set this one back up to gears as well. And once you've got all of this going, then we should be in a fairly good position, I would say, for moving forward. So let's grab those two, pop them in my inventory. We're going to need quite a lot of planks. Pop them all in my inventory. Pop all of those in my inventory. Can't quite fit them all, unfortunately, so we'll just go down here and drop some of them off. One of the gears and 2 more of the planks. There we go. And we, of course, need some more poles as well. So let's get all of that going. And got to wait for it, unfortunately, to finish its job before you can load it up again, which does sometimes catch me out because I then try to put something in it and drop it on the floor instead, which does make me feel a little bit like a derp. Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. No, I have apparently, I'm 1 pole short. Really? I am, in fact, 1 pole short. Oh, scallywags. There we go. Okay, we've got 2 new worker bots, and this is fantastic. Right, you can be here, and your task, Joey, is fairly simple. I want you to forever recharge anyone who runs out of charge. There you go. Go and do your best, Joey. Next up, I wonder if I could stick a worker bot in my inventory. No, I can't. I'm not too surprised by that. Okay, so for the time being, we will do, hopefully, something that is possible. We will take an acorn and we will pop it in the hole, and maybe it will grow and maybe it won't. I'm not sure if it does, and if it does, it'll probably take a lot longer, but this does help us along at the very least. So I would like, Judy, your job, if you choose to take it, is to pick that up and drop that down. Now, we can actually do this a little bit better. So, repeat until hands full. Move to general storage. Actually, just do that once. Then take from general storage. There we are. And then we want repeat until hands empty. Just go ahead and plant all of the seeds like so, and do forever. There is really no reason to stop. I guess I could bind that up in a do until this is empty, but it seems like a wasted command since this effectively achieves the same thing. So go ahead, start planting, please, and we will see our lumber economy start to flourish, I would hope. Now, how are things over there? You'll pop back down here as soon as you've got something else to do, but over here, you'll never really come back because there's never going to be a reason for you to come back because no one else is going to be heading up here to plant anything. I'm sorry to say, but your efforts over there were wasted. It is a terrible shame, but it is also the truth. Right, so we'll see all of this start to flesh out. I'm not sure if it just takes much longer or if there's a chance that these can fail sometimes. Either way, if this does work, you could completely bypass the seedling process, but I think that actually adds a little bit of something to the game, in my humble opinion. Now, as we've already got all of that set up, and there is now potential for this storage to eventually fill up, I think we're going to try and build a new building, the incinerator. Now, this one I like a lot for kind of obvious reasons. We're going to build it over there. We're going to build it away from everything else a little bit. Now, what do we need? Ooh, we need gears for that. Not crude gears, but gears. All right, well, we can get that going, I would say. Let's go ahead and build some simple flooring. We'll pop... we could put it there, but sure. As this is more or less my little work area for the time being, we can do it down here. There we go, and there we are. Now, we want the wood turning, the wood router. Let's place that down. What do we need for you? We need a wooden axe, a log, a pole, and a bunch of planks. That will not be a problem for us. The wooden axe will not be a problem. Let's go ahead and grab that. Is something going wrong? I can hear a weird... Oh! What's happened? You're swearing! What a scallywag you are. Well, you probably ran out of your shovel by the looks of it. I will get to that in a moment. It looks like we're going to have to get that sorted a little bit sooner than I was expecting, honestly. But don't worry, don't worry. I'll get your shovel for you. My lord. You complain so much. Right, Fran, here we go. Trade, wooden shovel. There we are. Continue with your work, Fran. Right, we need 5 planks, 2 poles, where we can easily sort out the poles. There we go. And we probably want someone to start clearing up all the poles and the planks around here, honestly. That's going to be something that I'm going to want to set up fairly soon, to be perfectly honest. But the next one is we just need a few more planks, and then we should be golden. In fact, we've got 5 planks right there, but we are going to need some planks to make the new gear as well, so we may as well make that now. There we go. And grab all of those, honestly, pop them in my inventory just for the sake of it. Right, there we are. 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2. There we go. And at this point, we can just go ahead and not make crude workerbots anymore. We're already at that stage, which is glorious. Right, we need 2 gears. Okay, so we'll pop that in my inventory. Do I have another plank? Yes, I do. Marvelous. That could also go in my inventory. We'll get some more planks. What have I actually got in my inventory? 2 logs, 2 planks, and a gear. No, 2 gears. Need more logs. Very well. Let's pick everything up. There we go. Now, this is going to allow us to deal with any of the situations where any of our storages get filled up. As I mentioned, we had a bit of a Tower of Babel problem with the stone in the recycler. As much as I wanted to believe that it was getting rid of the stone because it couldn't be broken down any further, no, it was just building a massive tower. And I kind of think of that as procedural robot art in a way. It's just I really did want to clean up the world instead. So log storage is currently the only thing that could fill up. Now, what would happen here is if log storage did fill up, then our robots would simply stop cutting down trees. That would in turn stop producing any tree seeds. But generally speaking, I couldn't imagine a time where that would necessarily be the worst thing, because generally when they cut down a tree, we produce many more seeds than logs. So we'll always have a stockpile of seeds. We'll never really jam the system by stopping to cutting trees. That being said, as just a proof of concept, I wouldn't mind building a little log area down here. If for no other reason, then it'll allow us to have some extra log storage. So let's go ahead and place that there. We'll set this one up as a log storage. So I'm going to actually need 2 logs. One to tell the storage what it is. There we go. Let's grab all of these and go and build that. And we can set up a worker bot that if for some crazy reason logs ever get backstuffed and this becomes full, just dump it in the incinerator. Now, that also touches on the way that now works. Actually, you're going to be the first of our basic worker bots as well. What an auspicious occasion. We're going to build a worker bot just to get rid of all of the hard work that the old worker bots were doing. This is the beginning of the class war, everyone. This is how the robot war starts. It isn't about humans. It's about classes amongst the robots. Okay, we've got our first worker bot. There we are, basic worker bot, and it is Cleo. Right, Cleo, what I would like you to do, grab a log and then put it in the incinerator. I know it sounds crazy, and it is in a way. Right, I want you to repeat all of this only until the storage is not full. Move to general storage, repeat until hands are full, take from general storage, move to incinerator, repeat until hands are empty, add to incinerator. And that is literally all you ever need do. There you go. You've actually got nothing to do for now because that's going to be sat at 300 for a little while. Now, the way that the check if storage is full or is not full works is it now checks for 95% fullness. It'll trigger at 95% instead of 100%, as that will prevent certain situations from getting basically jammed up. We want to make a wooden axe there, and we're going to want another couple of planks down here. There we go. Fantastic. Let's get all of these. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourselves, well, I guess the obvious thing to do here would be to get all of my bots making their own tools. Yes. Or I can set up a specific area for tools to be made and then possibly put into storage. Now, this is something that I've not checked yet. So how about we get another set of planks and just see if that can happen. If we can put all of the axes into storage, because I would very much like that to be the case. If that is the case, where could we pop down our tool storage? You know what? We might actually end up wanting a whole... Well, no, I would never want them to be incinerated. If we've got a full stock of those tools, don't do anything with them. Just stop making them. But we could have a place which is... Well, I guess it would be over here, I suppose. Let's go ahead. What kind of tools do we need? We need shovels and we need axes around here. So let's pop one there and one there, like so. We'll start with the axes. So there we are. Let's go and make ourselves a wooden axe. There we go. Set this one to poles. We'll grab that as well. And we will automate the construction of poles and planks very soon. Don't you worry. Let's see. Will this actually get stored? Yes, it will. Fantastic. So, and that actually only stores up to 10, which is even better. That is marvelous. In fact, I'm really super happy about that. Okay, well, that's awesome. We'll go ahead and make a shovel next. Let's set this one up. There we go. Put that in there. That one's just going to have to sit there for a few moments. We want 4 more planks. There we go. And we should be able to get the second one set up. And the next time one of our worker bots run out of their tool, I'll just teach them to go and pick up a new one from storage. Is that my shovel? Yes, it is. Fantastic. That is going to be so much easier to manage. Now then, we've got 2 types of things that this produces. Poles and logs. Poles and planks. So let's have a simple flooring. Let's pop these down like so. Go and grab some logs. 2, 3, and 4. And then we can place these down here. 1, 2. I really do wish that that didn't take up 2 spaces. It rots my brain a little bit watching this. It really is bad. Right, let's get the crude saw bench. We'll pop it there just to give plenty of room for my worker bots to walk around each other. Though, again, they don't actually need that anymore. They're quite happy to pass through one another at this point, which is quite useful. There's 1, there's 2. We will need 4 planks, so let's get that going. Make sure that's set up the plank. Oh, there we go. Someone is already awaiting a tool, which is fantastic. There we are. And we want our stone and our logs. Perfect. Right, there we go. Set to poles. Okay, you... Right, who is it? It would be... Tree soil. So you're trying to dig. Very well. I would now like to teach you that when your hands are empty, go and grab an item from down here. So repeat this until hands are empty. There we go. Bump, bump, bump. And otherwise, once you fall out of that loop, it means you no longer have a shovel. So just go through the whole thing again and repeat forever. There we are. I'll pop this one back in here for you. There we go. You should grab the shovel and be on your merry way. Fantastic. You are all set. Okay, so we need... I'm going to say we can now handle this. We can do this in a very specific way. Let's actually get this set up. I know what you're thinking. Previously, we needed 1 person loading this, then 1 person loading that, then 1 person taking all the produce out of that, and 1 person taking the produce out of that, because, or rather the production out of it, because if we didn't, it would eventually jam. But that has now been fixed, and I'm actually really pleased about this one. We'll have 2 general storages across here. It would actually, oh, we can now build these here, actually. Oh, in that case, let's set them up like that instead. Let's get rid of those. There we go. That'll be a lot better. We're going to need a couple of planks for this one. We'll grab 5 of them, I think. And just produce all of the planks that we can. Also grab these poles. We can go ahead and load these in here straight away, since we're not actually going to need poles for anything that we're doing right away. Get all of these set up. There we go. And we want this one to be set up for planks. I think it's great that this can now actually be stored there. That was a great source of frustration for me previously. There we are. And I'm going to want one pole. Get you going. There we go. And we can pop that in there as well. Okay, so what we want next then is a gear. We want 4 planks to make a workerbot. Let's go ahead and make that gear. There we go. And pop that down here. We will have enough planks as well because we had a couple left over earlier. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. And we've now got a basic workerbot. Now, you've got a very, very interesting task. Now, this is going to be a little bit experimental because this is going to be using the new setup. Now, we know that this produces 4 planks. The reason why we couldn't have a workerbot, just grab this, pop it down there, then fill their hands, is because this didn't produce enough planks in one saw operation to fill the hands of a basic workerbot. However, we've now got a new ability. So actually, let's cancel that first. Before I do that, let me just grab you, pop you over here for me for a moment. So I'd rather you start thinking from this location. So we're going to teach you. Should I also have gears being... you know what? I could actually have gears being made as well. Okay, let's go all in on this. Let's also have gears being created and stored straight away. I think that would actually be pretty cool. This will just be for me, so I'm not going to have a storage down there. But all the rest of it will actually need a storage. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. And let's clean the place up so that our worker bot has a nice clean area from the get-go. And also, you're going to slowly break my brain. So let's get you sorted, shall we? Right, Bert. You are trying to find these pine tree and chop them down. So stop for now. Teach. Go and grab an axe. Move to general storage. Take from general storage. And then the rest of this should be until hands empty. There we are. And you should be good. Go. And I'll pop that back in there for you. There we are. You're eventually going to run out. And also, our workerbot who recharges people has stopped recharging people. There we go. And let's get you recharged as well. There we are. I'll get someone else over there soon. Okay, it is time to teach Lola a new trick. Now, there is 2 ways that we could go about this. There is a way that I could have Lola do all of these just by herself, and one robot would perform the job of what previously took us 6. However, because of the asynchronous consumption and, in fact, production of these things and the asynchronous storage, it would lead to problems. And I would have to have a gear, a plank, and a pole storage over here. And whenever they got full, someone would just have to go and dump a bunch of them into the incinerator. And that would be extremely inefficient. This is inefficient, but realistically, I'm probably going to be taking that one away. Because as I've said, there should never be a point where I worry about having too many logs. If the log storage is full, we can just let things sit. However, I would not want to be wasting these resources because that would get quite nasty fairly quickly. Again, because of the asynchronous way that we would use these things up. So what we're going to have is one robot doing the job of what would previously have taken 2 robots. So we'll start with Lola. Lola, I would like you to gather a log and then pop it into the bench saw. Just one. We don't need to have more than that. We could, but we won't. Now, I want you to do that until storage is full. This should all be bundled inside this one command here, just to double check everything. Next, I want you to collect a plank. Now this one should be wrapped up inside a times. I don't want it until hands full because they won't be full. Not off 1 log's worth of planks, not off a crude bench saw at any rate. But I can tell you to specifically do this 4 times because I know that 4 planks will be produced. So Lola will go ahead and collect 4 planks, and then I would like you to drop those off. Now, I'm going to leave the find nearest planks in there as kind of a bit of proofing against me being messy. If I drop a plank somewhere within Lola's range and Lola drops off the log, there's 4 planks over here, but then decides to go to this one first, she'd walk over to that plank, try to pick it up. If I did it this way and had the move plank outside, she'd go over there, try to pick it up, and then would wait forever at that tile for another 3 planks to appear. So I would prefer to have her flexible enough to just move around and gather more planks as necessary. But down here, we know that her hands are going to be full of planks, and I just want her to empty her hands into the storage, and that's all we need to do there. And this, I want you to do forever. So, Lola, can you get that sorted for me? Let me go ahead and drop all of those off. Let's see if this all works. There we are. 4 planks are being produced. Lola will just go ahead. Now, it does take her a lot more time to look for these because she's looking for the nearest plank, then trying to move to it, and then trying to pick it up. And that does add CPU cycles to the process of her actually getting the work done. But I'm not going to worry about that too much, to be honest. Now, with that done, we can go ahead and do that job for both poles and gears. And we should be good, and we'll have a constant supply of all of these 3 items. And once again, someone is not getting recharged. Let me just go and fix that for you. Yeah, you go. You should have really been recharged, though. Why weren't you being recharged? Curious, that one. Okay, there we go. Off camera, I've gone ahead and I've made a workerbot Sam to work on the poles and a workerbot Ruby to work on the gears. Now, Ruby has a very slightly different set of orders from the others in that she, let me just grab here there, she will actually pick up 3 planks, she will drop off 3 planks, and then she will pop all of those gears into storage. She'll pick up 3 gears because having her walk back and forth for 1 gear each time just seemed a really inefficient way of doing it. I know that she can carry 3 gears, so she may as well, and that will fill up the storage quite nicely. Because it's 95%, I'm not sure if it rounds down or rounds up, but assuming the gear storage had nothing in there to begin with, it would get to 9 and then it would stop. But at the moment, there she goes. She has done that. Her hands are not empty, are they not? They might not actually be empty. Let's have a quick look. No, she has nothing in there. Wait, of course. Her brain is currently stuck on the storage there. It just happens to be that was perhaps where the last order that she had was, and because this is no longer true, it's just kind of flashing between. That's a little bit unintuitive. It probably would have made me worry under normal circumstances, but she has done her job admirably, and all that remains now, and I think we'll do this in the next episode, is to set up the tool production for the shovel and the hatchet, and we're good to go. Our little production of planks, poles, gears, and logs will already be taken care of. And I feel that is a pretty good place to have gotten to in the first episode. We've done so with far less workerbots as well. And honestly, we really don't need this, but what we might want instead is seedling storage, because that is definitely going to get full. I don't mind having just stopping cutting down any trees once we've got plenty of logs, but having too many seeds could be a problem because we do produce a lot more seeds than we produce logs. We'll have to have a look into that one though. But that's going to be it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the future episodes. In the next one, I would really like to start work on the metal industry pretty much straight away, so we'll see how that goes. But until then, and as always, from myself and all of our worker bots here, both crude and basic, do take care.